Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pop Cult. We're your hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery.
And we post 2 episodes every week. Tuesdays are for Reality Digest, where we talk about last week's pop culture events. And Thursdays are for our Fame Files, where we talk about... I forgot my wording.
You can do it.
Where we talk...
It takes you that long to find it?
Yeah, and you know what? And it's still not there. Thursdays are for our Fame Files, where we talk about... Wait, past pop culture events is Fame Files.
Yeah.
But I said that for Reality Digest.
I wasn't even listening, I'll be honest.
Oh, you bitch. Alright, we're gonna start. We're gonna start over.
Okay. Run it back.
Run it back. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pop Cult. Where
Wait, I was gonna put that in.
You bitch. Anyways, we post 2 episodes every week. Tuesdays are for Reality Digest, where we talk about last week's... Now I'm all fucked up. I can't do it. Everyone just needs to listen to... Everyone just needs to listen to the episodes, and you'll figure out what they're about. Let's move on.
Okay, we're moving on. Today is for... That was a lot. Anyway. Oh, Lord. Okay, so today we're doing a Fame Files episode, which is essentially a pop culture throwback or deep dive of some sort. Today is our second celebrity deep dive on Drew Barrymore, which I'm very excited to talk about.
And you know what? Our first celebrity deep dive did not age well, so I'm hoping that this one ages much better.
I'm so embarrassed. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, our first Fame Files was on Tyra Banks, and I actually feel like it was a really good episode. Like, I feel like I did a good job, but it came out like a week before the Netflix documentary, and obviously, like, I wrote, filmed, and posted it before that documentary came out, so we had no idea what was coming. I do fear as though we underestimated how bad she was on America's Next Top Model. So
yeah, for sure, and we're so
sorry. Please forgive us and give us grace.
We are so sorry.
And I do just feel as though, you know, it's like when they say don't meet your heroes. Like, I was a Tyra Banks super fan because America's Next Top Model was my favorite show for so long. So that was really disappointing. Anyway, love Drew Barrymore.
Love her.
Talk about a resilient person for real. What do you know about her? I assume a good amount.
Yeah, I've seen her in like a shit ton of movies. She has that talk show now, so I like see a lot about that. I feel like I know I don't feel like I know like a ton about her childhood, but I'm assuming I'm about to learn. So
yes, you are. We're gonna start from the top. The first thing that I wanted to note was that Drew Barrymore is actually her real name. I kind of always felt like that might be like a stage name. I don't know why. I just think it's like a cool name.
So well. Yeah.
Like, it's a name a famous person would have, you know? But yeah, that is her real name. She was born in February 1975 in Culver City, California. And she was born into a family of actors.
Wait, I wonder what day in February. Because that's exactly when my mother was born.
Oh, look it up.
She'll love it if they share a birthday. Never mind.
Okay.
So sorry.
Never mind.
You're a little bit older.
Your mom?
Yep.
Oh, well, I couldn't tell. She hasn't aged a day since 75. Anyway, I felt like kind of silly like when I was researching like her family background because I didn't realize that she was born from a family of actors. But
is she a nepo baby? I did not know that.
Like, I guess you could say that, but I wouldn't call her a nepo baby at this point. No. Her father, John, was an actor along with her great grandparents and grandparents, and I think her mom for a little bit. Her family lineage has 7 generations of actors, but she has relatives who acted dating all the way back to the 17 and 1800s. I don't even know how they track something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Her father was a film actor. It seems like mostly Western type things, like movies, but unfortunately he had severe substance abuse issues, which I think stopped him from reaching his full potential. I believe her aunt and uncle, who were her father's siblings, were also actors. Her mom, her name is spelled Ildiko, Idilko, I'm guessing is how you say that.
I have no idea.
I'm just sorry. I'm just going to say her mom. Her mom acted occasionally, but eventually Once Drew was born, she just like became her manager. Her mother was actually born in Germany in a camp for Hungarian World War II refugees, which I thought was a super interesting detail. And her godfather is actually Steven Spielberg.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I feel like that was knowledge that I should have known, but I really didn't. That's why I like
did
doing
not
these
know
episodes.
that. Yeah.
When she was a child, her father, John, like I said, was a serious alcoholic, and I believe he had some violent tendencies. So, just to set the scene for kind of like what she and her mom were dealing with, she began her acting career at just 11 months old, and her mother was the one who started taking her to acting auditions as a baby. Her first appearance as an actor was on a dog food commercial before she was even 1 year old.
Cute.
I just like can't imagine my nephews acting, you know?
Yeah, I can't either.
It's just crazy. She was 5 years old when she landed her first movie, which was called Altered States. And by 7 years old, she had landed her very iconic role in Steven Spielberg's incredibly famous movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial in 1982.
And you know what? I didn't know she was in E.T.
And you know what? I actually really don't like that movie.
I was about to say, and you know what? There's not a movie I hate more than E.T.
And you know what? I'm not sure why we made that such a cult classic.
I think it's fair that it's a cult classic. Totally fine. I don't care. Because I'm not a fan. I just, he freaked me out a little bit. I won't lie.
It's creepy. I don't like it at all. I did not like it. It was scary. But nonetheless, I mean, 7 years old, she is catapulted into fame. After this, like, she's making appearances on talk shows. She's on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson at 7 years old and is still SNL's youngest ever guest on the show.
How old was she? Sorry. At 7?
7.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
no one younger? Is that, wow.
No, it's just like I watched these like snippets of these interviews and like her appearance on SNL. It's just like crazy to see her that young, knowing that she's still in the public eye today.
Mm-hmm.
And also just like how young 7 years old is. Like she just really probably had no business being on these shows. Not that like anything bad happened, but I don't know. I just think something about putting a 7-year-old in that position. Honestly, extraordinary that she was even able to hold a conversation with a Tonight Show host. But yeah, it's like a little unsettling in a way. Unfortunately, it's no surprise that raising a child in the entertainment industry is more times than not a terrible idea and typically does not end well. And in Drew's case, that definitely was the case, at least for a little while. Her parents got divorced in 1984. Her father basically left. Like, it wasn't, you know, he's like, peace out, I'm out of here. He battled addiction for the majority of his life, and yeah, just bad situation all around. But her mom was also quite the partier. And when she divorced Drew's dad when she was 9, this is when her mom started taking her to Studio 54 and nightclubs where she had access to all kinds of substances.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Studio 54, I think, is like a nightclub for celebrities, or at least was at one point in time. I actually put in our fame files in our doc that we could maybe do like a episode on the lore of Studio 54 because I feel like I hear about it a lot.
I don't think I know anything about it.
Yeah, I think it was just like a nightclub. So she has said that she would go out with her mom sometimes as many as 5 times a week.
Oh my god, okay.
How crazy is that? Like, she's never heard of a babysitter? Hello?
Yeah.
This resulted in Drew's first rehab stint being at 12 years old.
Shit, okay.
Isn't that crazy? Can you imagine like having to go to rehab at 12 years old?
No.
I actually I was having some trouble like distinguishing the information here. I think she may have checked herself into rehab at 12.
Well, good for her.
I know. It's just what I just like can't even like comprehend that situation.
No,
But
I
then
can't
which I'll talk a little bit more in detail about, she went back to an institution, if you will, for 18 months at age 13, also for alcohol and drug addiction.
Wow.
In terms of drugs, she was mostly using cocaine. So from what I could glean, the 18-month stint was less like a therapy type of rehab, like what you or I would think as rehab, and more like a behavioral boot camp, if you will, specifically for people with mental illness, which is strange because I don't feel like that would have been where she would have technically belonged.
Mm-hmm.
But her mom put her in this one because she felt like she didn't have any choice but to send her to an inpatient psychiatric hospital. And basically, while she was there, she was not allowed to leave for the entirety of her stay. I don't know if you know anything about these camps. Paris Hilton was sent to something kind of similar, and like they're notoriously awful places. They still
Great.
exist. I actually, if we ever kind of dive into like a crime side of anything, I think we should do an episode on them because they're just absolutely horrendous. But she has actually said that she thinks it was a positive in her life, despite how terrible it was to be there, because it really set her back on like a straight path. Although her stay at this place is when she became emancipated from her parents as well. And the people who worked at the institution were actually the ones who encouraged her to do so because they felt that she would just be better off if she were on her own.
Okay.
So at age 14, she was emancipated from her mom and had moved out on her own by 15. I cannot imagine living in an apartment on my own at 14 years old with no parental help.
Same.
Like, what?
That sounds horrible.
I was like not even wearing makeup at 14.
I don't know what I was doing, but it wasn't independent.
It was not independent. Her mother actually attended her emancipation hearing and was in support of her decision, which that would actually destroy me as a human being.
Yeah, that.
If I were Drew, I don't think I would ever get over that. Unfortunately, because she was already in the public eye as a child and when she was dealing with drug and alcohol addiction, this did kind of destroy her reputation and her career for a little bit. I believe she was working as maybe like a maid at a hotel or something like that, and maybe at like a coffee shop in her acting hiatus to support herself. But she had really kind of fallen from stardom because of these issues and was only really able to land roles that exploited her wild persona that the media was portraying. But by 17, she was back to acting pretty consistently, but it was mostly like bad girl or wild child roles. In terms of her dating life through all of this, I'm going to run through kind of like what was happening in her love life and then also what was happening in her career simultaneously. When she was a teenager, she actually dated Corey Feldman.
What?
If you remember him.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't like him.
Yeah. They were teenagers. She was 14 and he was 17. I think they only dated for like a year. But in 2023, he was on her talk show and they talked about how they were friends for so many years and they just started dating because they had just known each other for so long. I just feel like Corey Feldman always feels so much older than Drew Barrymore.
It's because he looks older.
Yeah, it surprised me that there was only a 3-year age difference. After this, her dating life got pretty tumultuous, which I think is fair considering everything that she had been through in her younger years. In 1991, she had her first engagement to a man named Leland Hayward III, whose grandfather is a man named Leland Hayward, who is apparently a very famous Hollywood agent. I don't know. This one is spooky because he was 24 and she was 16 when they got engaged.
No.
Ew.
Like, engaged is crazy.
Like, how is that legal? The right to, what is that term? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, consent to marriage.
Age of consent.
Age of consent. Thank you. The age of consent should not be 16 in this country.
No.
It might not be anymore.
I don't know what it is, but I hope it's not 16.
It should be 18. Just like everything else. Anyway, they did break up before they got married. Thank God. What a freak. He's a creeper wherever he is today. I don't want to know. In 1992, though, about like less than a year later probably, she got engaged again to an actor named Jamie Walters. She was 17 and he was 23.
Oh, great. Okay.
So, let's run it back, I guess. But by 1993, they were no longer together. After this was when she met and married a man named Jeremy Thomas who owned a bar in LA called The Room, and they actually got married at the bar. They had evidently like known each other for a few years before dating, but their marriage only lasted 19 days.
Oh.
It's, yeah. She once referred to him as the devil in a Rolling Stone interview and basically said it was a green card marriage.
Oh, okay.
Which I think, sadly for her, she didn't realize until after they were married, and then he probably started treating her poorly. If I had to guess, that's just speculation. Oh, did I mention that he was 31
Maybe.
when they got married?
I think so.
So she would have been like 19.
That's horrific.
Yeah. I don't like this. Like, what is going on with the age gaps here? I don't like it
I
at all.
do
And it's not
not.
her fault. She's the victim in this situation. Anyway, she and Jeremy had only known each other for about 6 weeks. But their marriage is definitely giving Kim K and Chris Humphries. It's just, yeah, like, learn from those that come before us, right? I feel like maybe Kim K and Drew Barrymore could have more in common than we might think.
Yeah.
Okay, so that marriage ends in 1995. And that is the same year that she appeared on the cover of Playboy magazine, which was extremely scandalous at the time. And apparently she is also one of the very few like major stars to do that. And she was only 20 years old at the time. Okay, when I was writing this detail, it seemed a little bit arbitrary. Like, okay, she was on Playboy. Like, I feel like celebrities are, doing scandalous shoots all the time, whatever. I can imagine that in 1995, this was like breaking news.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, if breaking the internet had an equivalent, it was probably Drew Barrymore on Playboy magazine. Kim K breaking the internet, I should say. This same year, she also went on The Late Show with David Letterman and was showing him a dance that she was performing in a show of some sort, and then flashed him on live TV. Her
Cool.
back was like towards the camera, so you couldn't see anything. But that same year as well, she actually co-founded a production company called Flower Films, and I think that this kind of marked a turn for her in terms of like getting back into acting in a more serious way that was a little bit less exploitative. I don't know.
I don't know.
Exploitative. Anyways, I don't care. um so I don't know, I just think it's impressive that by the age of 20 she had her own production company.
It is impressive.
Like, good for her. She started doing some more movies. She did a few musicals. She made an appearance in the movie Scream.
She's great in that. Perfect.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, she's only in the very beginning.
Yeah, I think I read that it was like a short little
It was a little
cameo. And then the next year in 1996, she dated the actor Luke Wilson for 2 years. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's Owen Wilson's brother.
Yes, and I actually didn't know who he was before I looked him up, because I feel like I
Avery,
know.
he's from Legally Blonde.
No, I know. Once I looked him up, I recognized him. I just didn't know that that's who it was.
Oh.
Like, I just never know their names, It's just a thing about me until I look them up, and I'm like, but yes, I recognize him for Legally Blonde. He is Owen Wilson's brother. I think that they had like I don't think there was anything like nefarious about their breakup or anything. It seemed like, whatever. Pretty chill. 1998, she appeared in what I think was her first major rom-com alongside Adam Sandler in The Wedding Singer. I also have not seen that.
Oh, I like The Wedding Singer.
I feel like I should watch it. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. And then she earned her first executive producer credit on the rom-com Never Been Kissed in 1999.
I have not seen that.
Me neither. I need to watch all these movies. And I also haven't seen this next one either. In 2000, she was in Charlie's Angels with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Bill Murray, which is obviously a very famous movie. This was one of her production company Flower Films' first blockbuster hits. It earned over $40 million on opening weekend.
I didn't realize that was her production.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I think she's like a co-owner, but still.
But
like,
still, she's getting
so
all that
cool.
money.
For real. Get your bag, girl. You deserve it. Someone put you to work at 11 months old. Good lord. She deserves to retire when she was 35, for God's
Literally.
sakes. In 2000, she started dating a comedian named Tom Green, who was Canadian. And it's giving green card again. Like, girl, stop doing this. And he also would end up being her second husband, because they got married in July 2001 in Malibu. They eloped, but they were divorced 6 months later by December of that same year. But they have spoken positively about each other. I don't think anything crazy bad happened. He also came onto her talk show in 2020.
Oh, funny.
Can you imagine having your ex-husband that you married when you were like in your early 20s on your talk show?
No.
That would be the worst day of my life. In 2001, her production company financially backed, and she also starred in the movie Donnie Darko with Jake Gyllenhaal, because apparently this movie was like struggling to get financing before she got involved. Period. Women in STEM.
Preach.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Me neither. I'm not a huge Jake Gyllenhaal fan.
Same.
He kind of freaks me out a little. And then in 2002, she acted alongside Sam Rockwell in Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which was directed by George Clooney. And this allegedly is kind of what solidified her as a really serious actor. I think just being associated with George Clooney kind of does that to people.
Yeah.
And then that same year, she started dating the drummer from the band The Strokes. His name is Fabrizio Moretti. And they actually dated for 5 years until 2007. I'm not sure what happened to them, but I'm just glad she didn't get engaged to him. So we needed to break that streak.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, like, I just hope it seems like maybe he was like the only normal guy that she dated, given the fact that they didn't get engaged so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
She continued to act and produce many very successful films, and by 2004, she earned her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Good.
I know. That's like, I feel like, I mean, I know that she had obviously been in the industry her whole life, but still like relatively young.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I feel like most people, when that happens, they're, in their 50s at least.
Yeah.
In 2007, she actually became the face of CoverGirl at age 32, and their vice president of North America said about her, quote, "We partnered with Drew because she emulates the iconic image of a CoverGirl with her fresh, natural beauty and energetic, authentic spirit."
Slay.
If someone said that about me, I'd be forever grateful to them. It's like the nicest thing you could say about someone. I think this was really actually her first commercial gig after all these years in the industry, which I just think is like a little bit funny because now I feel like I see her in commercials all the time.
Yeah, for real.
And I think a lot of actors start out in commercials and then they move to other stuff.
She just did it backwards.
She did. And honestly, I feel like it worked out for her. After that was when she starred in the movie He's Just Not That Into You.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
Yes, that one I have seen, and that is a good one. And she actually started dating her co-star from that movie, Justin Long.
I also love Justin Long.
Yeah, he's great. They dated from 2008 to 2010, and he also came on her talk show in 2022.
That doesn't surprise me. He seems like just like such a nice guy.
No, seriously. I want to go back and watch all the episodes of her talk show. I feel like
Where do I watch it?
I feel like everyone's mom when we were kids had a talk show that they would watch daily.
We don't have that.
We don't. It's because I feel like none of us have cable anymore.
No, I definitely don't.
Like, I need to start watching the Drew Barrymore show daily,
Every day.
It feels like one of those adult things that I should be doing. In 2009, she directed her first movie, which was called Whip It, and it was about roller derby.
Cute.
I always forget about that sport. And anytime I hear about it, it always reminds me of the show The Fosters.
Why?
Because there was a season where one of the kids in The Fosters did roller derby.
Who?
Mariana.
Oh, that show stressed me out.
Oh my god. So they were doing crazy things on that show.
Yeah.
Like, the teenagers on that show, most unrealistic lives I've ever seen on TV.
That was crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, so she directed her first movie in 2009. I'm not going to run through the entirety of her filmography because we would be here all day. But if my mom is listening to this, I do have to shout out Big Miracle in 2012 because it's still one of my mom's favorite movies.
LOL.
She is obsessed with that movie, and it's like a running joke in our house. Like, whenever we would do a family movie night and it was my mom's turn to pick, we would always end up watching Big Miracle. It is a good movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's based on a true story, and it's about these like humpback whales who were stuck.
Oh no, I couldn't watch that.
Yeah, I think they end up getting out though.
It's too risky.
I do think one maybe dies, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, it's based on a true story, and she's in it. And then in January 2011 came her third and final husband so far. There's still time. His name is Will Kopelman. I think he's an actor. They were married by June 2012, and by September of that year, their first daughter was born. Her name is Olive, and 2 years later, they had their second daughter, Frankie.
Cute.
So, in case you didn't pick up on that, it was a shotgun wedding.
Oh, I did not, but cute.
Yeah. But sadly, their marriage only lasted about 4 years because in April 2016, she filed for divorce, and they did release a joint statement which read, "Sadly, our family is separating legally. Although we do not feel this takes away from us being a family. Divorce might make one feel like a failure, but eventually you will start to find grace in the idea that life goes on. Our children are our universe, and we look forward to living the rest of our lives with them as the first priority."
Oop. Okay.
Yeah. It does seem very amicable still. Like, I don't think she's ever said anything bad about him and vice versa. In 2015, prior to the divorce, she did write a book. How do you feel about her writing a book?
I think she can write a fucking book, that's for sure.
I agree. I think she has.
She has been
Yeah.
through enough. She
Yes.
can write a book.
Totally. I did not read it. I actually tried to listen to it, but it's not free on Spotify Premium.
Oh, sad.
I think that it details her life from age 14 on, so it's like after her stint in rehab, which is what I would be the most interested to hear about, unfortunately. So sorry, Drew. I do think that somebody actually wrote a book on her that she was involved in about her childhood years. I can't remember what it's called, but the picture of her on the cover, like she looked very young, so it made me wonder if like she was young when they wrote it. Anyway, so jumping back to earlier where we were talking about, obviously her addiction issues, it begged the question for me, does it make her a lifelong addict because she was so young? And obviously like young people have, low inhibition and are not fully developed. So it made me wonder if it made it somewhat different that she was a drug addict as a child and maybe she could handle it now that she's an adult. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I got it.
I don't know. It just made me wonder if like if she drinks now that she's an adult and not like, a literal 10-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I did answer my own question because she did relapse after her divorce. Apparently, she and Cameron Diaz are still really good friends, and Cameron kind of like stepped in to help. And she fully stopped drinking once she booked her talk show. With that being said, jumping forward to 2020, she debuted her talk show, The Drew Barrymore Show, which is still running today. And she has said that being given the opportunity to do it helped her become fully sober because she knew she would need to be so stable to maintain that opportunity and to succeed. I mean, you do a talk show every day. Like, I'm sure that that's extremely demanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
She also has spoken on being really happy that she was able to break the substance abuse cycle within her family lineage, which I think is a really beautiful thing for her.
Yeah.
I also just think it's like so sad because obviously she had substance abuse running in her family, but I can't help but think that maybe that wouldn't, like, she wouldn't have ever had a substance abuse problem had her mom not been so neglectful and taking her to these.
Yeah.
It's just awful. So, what do you know about her show?
Just that she like sits really close to them.
Yes, that's what I was thinking you might say. So, the show is, for anyone who doesn't know, it's known for a lot of like celebrity interviews. I feel
As
like
much
it's a
as
pretty.
I love Drew Barrymore, that would be my worst nightmare.
No, same. And I do think it is some people's worst nightmare. I would say her show was like a frequent stop for celebrities on press tours and things like that. Like when Tell Me Lies, when the final season was airing, like, what's his name? Jackson White. He was on her show.
Cute.
Which is just like a funny person to be on the Drew Barrymore show.
It is.
I don't know. But yeah, you're right. She's known for being very up in her guests' faces. Like, not in a bad way, not like in a confrontational way, but she'll like sit on the same couch with them and she faces them, and it's almost like she's just talking directly to them and doesn't even have any care for the fact that there's an entire audience in the room. I feel like her goal is that she wants them to feel like she's just talking to her best friends.
And I think that's super great. Like, I like the concept. I'm just not a touchy person.
No, I would be uncomfortable too, especially if I had never met her. Like maybe if I were Cameron Diaz going on her show, it wouldn't be weird. But you're definitely not the only person that feels that way, because there was an episode, I guess, where she had Martha Stewart on, and I think everybody kind of knows Martha Stewart is like kind of a very terse person and she's pretty serious, and she kind of like lightly sort of pushes Drew off of her, and people were like, "Oh, they have beef." And then they later addressed it when Martha came back for a different episode, and Martha said, quote, "Oh, I just don't like to be petted on national television."
And you know what? Fair.
But they did confirm that they do not have beef, so just for the record. In 2023, she and her talk show found themselves in like a little bit of I guess you could say a scandal, just like a little controversy would probably be the better word. This was around the time of the writer's strike, and I guess her show resumed filming during the strike, and so people were upset about it and picketed outside CBS studios in New York City, which is where she films.
Okay.
I don't really, honestly, like transparently, I don't know a ton about the writer's strike, so I can't really give my opinion on whether or not I think she should have stopped the show. But she did ultimately pause filming until after the strike ended. The show is currently running season 6, which good for her.
Oh,
I'm gonna start watching it. I'm gonna figure out when it comes on. Season 5, it was actually the #2 talk show nationally, behind Live with Kelly and Mark.
Cute. That's nice.
I know, good for her, right? In just to talk a little bit about like what she's done more recently, in 2025 she launched a bedding collection with Walmart, which I thought was funny.
Okay.
Like, that's so random, but okay, girl, pop off. And more recently, she became, and I think still is, the ambassador for MSC Cruises alongside Orlando Bloom. I'm sure you've seen those commercials.
Oh, yeah, I have.
I feel like they run them on Peacock all the time. One thing, which I actually love, I love this about her, one thing that she is known to talk about in present day a lot is the lack of cosmetic procedures that she's had done. She's very open about being comfortable with aging and not trying to fight it. And she talks a lot about how she's never really messed with her face and that she wants to make sure that her daughters know that it's okay to age naturally.
Well, that's cute.
Isn't that so cute? I feel like that's how our moms are too.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they don't have work done, and I feel like they never talk about wanting to have work done.
No, yeah, I agree.
In terms of her dating life now, this is something that she talks about a little bit on her show as like dating as a woman, you know, in 40s, 50s age group. She has said that she will never get married again, which I don't blame her on that one.
Yeah, you're a good girl.
I think we're okay. And I don't even mean that in a shady way because she was so young when she got married. But like, nobody's going to blame you if you don't get married again. And she also has said that she would not date a guy younger than her either, or like like a lot younger.
Also fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But yeah, she's just spoken on how she just really likes being single, and I don't really think she's been seen dating at all, at least like since her divorce. But I feel like she's just really happy and thriving on her talk show, and you know, she is killing it. I would love to see, like, not that I feel like she's fallen off, but I would love to see like a resurgence of Drew Barrymore like in movies.
Oh, I would love that too.
Like, I really want her to be in a movie, in like a rom-com or something. Petition to make Drew Barrymore the next Bachelorette.
Well, she wouldn't do it because it ends in an engagement.
You're right. Oh my god. What dating show could we put her on that doesn't end in marriage?
Well, pretty much all of them because they don't really end like that.
Oh my god. This is really upsetting. You know, there's that new one coming out called Age of Attraction.
Oh, I saw a clip for that today. I did not understand.
It's literally about like age gap couples. These people go on this show and they don't know how old the person that they're dating is.
I don't vibe with that.
No, me neither. And we're also not going to watch it because it's hosted by Nick Viall and Natalie Joy.
Oh, I'm good.
And it's so upsetting because if you listen to like the earlier episodes of this podcast, you'll hear me talk about them and like that I was like a listener of their podcast. Recently, they've just made too many very misogynistic remarks that I had to stop listening.
Fair.
And it's very upsetting because they do get good guests on their show, but like I just can't do it. They're insufferable at this point.
Good for you.
Protecting my peace.
Yeah.
Like Drew Barrymore.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I identify with Drew Barrymore that she says that she's just like not dating. Anywho, that is it. I feel like that was a little bit of a short episode, but yeah, I mean, I feel like she's cute, she's fun, she's fresh. Love seeing her pop up on my TikTok every now and then, and I'm gonna go watch her talk show.
Yeah. I need to figure out if I can watch it from the beginning somewhere.
I know, maybe it's on Peacock. I'll look.
I don't know.
We'll look and report back, listener.
I didn't know anything about her early life and rehab and stuff.
I know. How freaking crazy is that?
Yeah, very crazy.
I feel like I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around how young she was.
At 12, yeah, that's horrific. I'm so sorry she had to go through that.
I know. Also, just maybe like let's not like exploit our 11-month-old babies. I don't know. Just
Please,
a thought.
like why are we putting babies into acting? I don't get it.
I don't get it. I do think I think, you know, which this isn't surprising. I think she has like a very forgiving spirit, and I really don't think she has any animosity towards her parents. I feel like for her, she's just like, I think they were doing the best they could.
Yeah.
That's it for today's Fame Files. Next week, we're doing an episode on Abby Lee Miller's fraud scandal.
Oh my god.
I don't know why, like, it's making me laugh. Because, like, she did go to prison and, like, hate that for her, but do the crime, do the time.
She's not still there, right?
No, she's not. And the week after that, I think we're going to do our part 2 on YouTube beauty scandals.
Cute.
I know I made you wait kind of a long time for that one, so sorry about that, but I needed a break from...
okay.
I needed a break from reading about the YouTubers.
Yeah.
But be sure to listen on Tuesdays for our reality digest as well, where we talk about all of our current reality TV shows. And yeah, we'll be here twice a week.
A good rest of your day / week, and we hope you hear some hot gossip.
Yeah, or tell some other people some hot gossip.
Or you spread the gossip.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't heard good gossip in a while.
I haven't either.
I need some in my life. All right, well, ta-ta, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos.
The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.